See, it don't matter if I die tonight, we won the war. You feel what I'm saying? The portals is open, right? You see, the sun cycle is not going to commence until 2030, right? So all of these reptilians, all of these Dracorians, all of these low-level beings, earth signs that's bound to the earth, they have no other choice but to run, hide, subject to folly, right? You see, the Carians, we created these reptiles, right? If you look at the Sphinx is a hybrid. The Sphinx is a lion reptile, plus it has a dragon, right? So you know the omniversal beings. Omniversal beings is the omniversal being that could take on any form of nutritional diet, any form of mindset, any form of dimensional octaval output, right? So you got to understand, you got the sky gods and the gods that represent the underworld, right? When you say the underworld, we're talking about the lower underworld, the Chokama, the Seraphoth, the third dimensional realm, which considers of the third dimensional things in life, which is materialism, fashionism, racism, etc. Right? That's what they run, you see? And the 144 is two different codes. You got 1144 that's talking about the reptilians have the right to choose the harvest, the wheat from the weed, right? But then you have the 144 gods, right? Bees, royal. You follow what I'm saying? So it's all a different setup, right? And the sixes, which represents the six ether beings, which are the RH monkeys, right? The porcelain pig DNA, right? The canine DNA. They represent the six. Follow? And then ain't no stronger number than one. You see? But the Egyptian deities have came back and claimed certain avatars. You see, the Orion group, we won. Because they can't do nothing but set you up to take you out. They can't assassinate you because you too much of a risk. If they was to assassinate you, they would try to do more or less things like to assassinate your character, send their low vibrational harlots, their succubuses away. But moving forward right now, the UN just had a meeting about the climate change. So the climate change is getting worse as we speak. They're also talking about a volcano that's going to erupt, that's going to let a lot of sulfur in the air, which already happened in New Zealand, right? So you see China, Russia, they're trying their best to get the natural energy admitted with the natural gases before summertime, but it's not going to work, right? So as you see, some people are saying that they're going outside and they're seeing the rain, and the rain is sparkly, right? So that's radiation coming off of the sun, right? You get what I'm saying? So right now, you see most of the produce that's in the shops, like meat-wise, is off. It stink. It's, they're trying to cure it by putting carbon dioxide over it. They're trying to do all type of things, right? And then you got certain individuals that's Dracos or Draconians, lizards, using e-cigarettes to emit frequencies on people. Everywhere they're going, they're emitting radiation from e-cigs, from the phones, right? Then the ozone layer itself is depleting, as in the air, right? So this white brotherhood, I don't think they really thought things through to the perspective of what was going to happen next. This is a stage that's actually becoming into a reality, because there's a lot of people that's losing their lives. There's a lot of people that's in doubt of what's going on. There's a lot of people that's still frantically living day by day, and doing things that is highly unimportant, uninterested. Right? So as we move forward into the 9D now, we're going into the ninth dimensional. So we're moving into the calamities of the ninth planet. Right? I'll be doing a video on the ninth planet because I've just broken the sequences for that. Right? It's very important for the Orion star group to be admitting nothing but the real frequency of the 144, nothing but the real frequency of our ancestors at this specific time. We won the battle. It's a germ warfare. It's the germ seeds going back and forth. You see there's a lot of interracial marriages, interracial couples, because they're trying to mix the DNAs. They want to emit the RH negative inside most of the A and B positive DNAs. See what the A and B's do, the Abbas, right? We can reconstruct our DNA. So no matter what we're going through, we always can be able to reconstruct. We'll always be able to raise up, which is to go into the stratosphere of the heavens to receive messages, receive codes, and then utilize these messages, these codes, to help assist humankind. See, the humankind is two different kind of races. Yes, I am all for protecting the humankind and the children and etc. But I'm not all for protecting these beasts, these harlots, these germs that come to your house. They emit nothing but germs and they're parasitical beings. You follow? So as we move forward into these next lessons might go over your head, it might not, but it's definitely tricky. But you still got to play the game with them, right? Because once you play the game with them, what they do is expose their conglomerate grid of workers. So you see organ harvesting, sex trafficking, etc. These people are heavy indulge in these things, right? You see 50 Cent, he got spots all over his back. This is from evidently a Dracorian doing certain things to him, which he had to cover up with his tattoos. You understand what I'm saying? All of these rappers, they got all these tattoos, etc. You know what I'm saying? So you have to remember the lower level of people will always represent the underworld, always represent the demons, the devis, the demons, etc. Right? But it's a very tricky hypnosis because they're using that same tactic, right, to counter-claim that they're the real 144,000. How can it be you guys are into no type of incest, pedophilia, rainbow behavior, right? So we're gonna X that out. There's nothing. Androgynous being comes forth to the point of he's androgynous to the fact of he respects both genders. She respects both genders, I believe. It doesn't androgynous being mean, oh yeah, they was walking, talking he, she's, they was confused with their gender profile, etc., right? So it's very important to know that right now in this time, leave the germs alone. Don't pay attention to them. Let them do what they got to do. We got a lot of things to do. We got to teach our people. So they tried to shadow block me over YouTube because they don't want my people to find out the truth, right? And they don't want my people to learn, right? Now, I was very highly into Young Elder until I found out that Young Elder was trying to use technology, right, and mind warfare to make me believe that I wasn't the person that I said I was. 1, 2, also make me believe that I was out of the nation and not involved. When they used Dr. Malachi York for his information, set him up, and he kind of fell for the bait because he was always put in public places where these things can transgressively happen. You follow? So at this time, be mindful about the Bitcoin, be mindful about the paper money because it's got anthrax reminiscences on it. You follow what I'm saying? That's why they've been giving people free money at all these times and they're letting the people out to go into the smog, etc. So you have to understand that the smog itself is created by certain military high-grade aerial weapons, right? And they're letting off what you can call nerve gas. Go look it up. The Nazis, the Aryans, man, this thing tricky. I'm talking about. Stay tuned, man. Wadu, True Light.